Hey guys, I made this vlog after Halloween, and these are my thoughts after the Halloween of 2012. Wow, this guy's crazy. This is Frankenstein's monster here. He's pretty cool. He does stuff. He does stuff when you push this button here. See that? And he walks around like he's really nuts. So I'm gonna put him over here. And anyways, it's about a week after Halloween. Well, a few days after Halloween. And a cool thing about after Halloween are all of the post-Halloween sales. Like you go to a Halloween store like Spirit Halloween, and they have like 50% off of everything in the store. It's pretty amazing. In fact, let me show you some quick footage of me at Spirit Halloween the day after Halloween. Let's try this other one. Pretty cool, huh? Anyways, I'm gonna show you some goodies, post-Halloween goodies that were 50% off at the grocery, and I'm also gonna share with you my top 10 favorite movies to watch on Halloween and my top 10 favorite songs to listen to on Halloween. And there's so many songs and so many movies I left off this list, but I really enjoyed it. I'll share with you. I'll share this with you guys in a minute here. I'm gonna share with you guys some sweets. I have a crazy sweet tooth, but I try not to eat too much because I try to watch what I eat. So, but I do a lot of running, so I don't want to weigh myself down with all this crap inside me. So let's see. This isn't exactly a Halloween goodie per se, but it's a Brownie Bonbon. Let me show you. It's pretty colorful. Oh shoot! It fell out of the thing. Hello. And here it is. Well, hold on. It kind of fell from its packaging. This is oh, look at that. Sweet. I got green. I wanted to get green orange, but I just got the green one. I gotta control my sweet tooth, my friends. Okay, this isn't really Halloween stuff, but it's colorful. These are just some donuts with sprinkles on them. This is some pretty good stuff. Iced donuts. Put that right there. And here's some Halloween stuff. This is 50% off here. And you got little pumpkin-shaped cookies, some ghosts, some bats. I guess that's another bat. Pumpkin heads and more ghosts, I guess. This is 50% off though. It's a pretty good deal. I might get this to my coworkers. And I got this. In my opinion, anything with pumpkin, I consider it to be Halloween / Thanksgiving, but definitely Halloween. This is called, what is this? Pumpkin gingerbread crumb cake, and I'm actually going to try this, because I got this crazy sweet tooth. Here it is. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. I'm going to cut off just a little piece here. I just want to try it. But did you guys have a good Halloween? I did. I like giving candy out to kids on Halloween, and I like watching horror movies on Halloween, and I'll go to those Halloween parties sometimes. I just don't like drinking and stuff. I used to drink a lot, but I don't do that anymore. So I'm gonna try this pumpkin stuff here. Put it back in this little box. I'm gonna share with you guys my my favorite Like, I mean, my top 10 favorite Halloween movies. And, hold on. Let's try this first. That is really good. It's got the taste of pumpkin and gingerbread in it. It is really good. So let's see. We're gonna do my top 10 favorite Halloween. I mean, my top 10 favorite movies to watch on Halloween. All right. They're not in any order. I'm just gonna list them. I love. You know, I have them right here actually. I actually have all the movies except for one of my favorites. Well, I'll start with one of my favorites since I don't have the DVD. But it's Bram Stoker's Dracula, and that stars Keanu Reeves and Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman's the most amazing Dracula ever. That movie is definitely not for kids. There's so many like adult scenes in that movie that I had to caution you it's not for kids. It's pretty violent. It's pretty old too. That's one of my favorite Halloween movies. One of my favorite movies to watch on Halloween. I want to make that distinction. Number 2 would be a cartoon called Igor, and it has the voice talent of John Cusack as Igor. And this movie is a nice little homage to the old horror classics. In this particular story, Igor, instead of being the assistant, he actually strives to become the one creating. He doesn't want to be taking orders from, you know, like from Frankenstein. He wants to be his own master, and it's pretty fun to watch, and I love watching it on Halloween. And it got a lot of you know, like so-and-so reviews, but for me, being a fan of the old horror classics, this cartoon is great for me. This is one of the classics. Not Frankenstein. This is a good movie, but this comes with another movie on here called The Bride of Frankenstein. Bride of Frankenstein is one of the few sequels that is actually better than the original. Bride of Frankenstein, of course, it's about how Frankenstein makes a bride for his monster, and all things go wrong with that. And it's one of my favorites. It's such an old classic, but I love it. And if you get this Legacy collection, it comes with Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, and it's such a great DVD package to own. This one, I like this movie because as a kid, this always came out on HBO, and it's a kid's movie, but this is what I used to watch when I was growing up. It's called The Worst Witch, and it is so cheesy. It's got Tim Curry in it, and I forgot her name already. Anyways, it's called The Worst Witch. It's kind of like the precursor of Harry Potter, but this came out long before the Harry Potter books. It's about an academy for witches, and it's really 80s cheesy, but as I said, I grew up watching this. Oh, here's a girl's name, Fairuza Balk, and she was in The Craft. She's much older in The Craft, though. The best portrayal of the Wolfman in any movie. The movie itself it's okay, but watching the Wolfman in action it's a real blast, but this guy moves so fast, and he's terrifying because the way he just claws people to death. If you like the Wolfman, definitely check this movie out, at least for the Wolfman scenes. I love this movie. I'm so glad that they remade this. Alright, this is my favorite vampire movie. It's called 30 Days of Night, and it's based on a comic, I believe, but it stars Josh Hartnett and Melissa George, and basically they're in Alaska, and a whole horde of vampires invade their Alaskan town. And the cool thing about this is this Alaskan town, it experiences like 30 days of night, so it's perfect for these vampires to just have a big feast on all these humans, and there's nothing these humans can do about it because they're isolated. Alright, number 7 is going to be, this is a remake, and this is one of the few remakes that I actually enjoyed more than the original. This is the, I think 2004? Well, yeah, 2004 version of Dawn of the Dead, and I think this movie actually surpasses the original. Like, the makeup's amazing, and if you're not familiar with the story of Dawn of the Dead, it's about the zombie apocalypse, and these particular survivors that we're watching, they hole themselves up in a mall, and it's just fun. Like, you know, what would you do in a mall if there was a zombie apocalypse? And that'd be a fun place to, you know, for like a last stand. And yeah, this is definitely my favorite zombie movie. and I highly recommend this. Alright, time for some horror comedy. Just one anyways. Zombieland! This is a great movie if you like watching zombies, and if you like some humor thrown into there. So that's my 8. And I also want to mention Shaun of the Dead, but I'm not going to put that on my favorites. But if you watch Zombieland, you'll probably like Shaun of the Dead too, but they both deal with zombies in a funny way. But definitely Zombieland. 2 more. Sleepy Hollow, the story of Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman. This is directed by Tim Burton, and as any Tim Burton movie, it's got this really surreal look to it. Very creepy, very eerie. You know, movies like Beetlejuice, Corpse Bride, Nightmare Before Christmas, it's got that look of it. It's really out of this world, but this one really captures the atmosphere of Halloween. And the Headless Horseman is a really awesome creature in this movie. And this one stars Johnny Depp. This is dusty, I've never opened this, but I have seen the movie. Last but not least, you might not agree with me, but this is one of my favorites. It's called Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I consider this to be a Halloween series just because it deals with wizards, magic. It's got some trolls in it, and there's lots of candy shown, lots of sweets in it. Like, I just get so hungry. I get a really bad sweet tooth when I see all these kids like eating all these like cupcakes and stuff. Especially the train ride to Hogwarts, they're eating all this chocolate, and oh my gosh, I'm just foaming out my mouth. And just a quick recap, these are the top 10 movies I just listed as my favorite movies to watch around Halloween. And now let me name some of the other top 10s of my YouTube friends. This is the Stalinator's top 10 favorite Halloween movies. Evil Dead, that's a great movie, very low budget, and that spawned Evil Dead 2 and the Army of Darkness. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I'm assuming that's the original from the 70s. Quite excellent. Walking Dead, definitely one of my favorite TV series of all time, and definitely my favorite TV series for Halloween. I've never seen Dead Alive. Hellraiser, amazing. I didn't even think about that one. From Beyond, never heard of that. I'll have to look at that one. Dawn of the Dead, that's the original. That's a great one. I actually prefer the remake, but they're both quite excellent. And The Fly grosses me out. Alright, here's Dabar, aka WRH's list. Rec 1, I can't watch that movie because of my motion sickness. Nightmare on Elm Street, definitely one of my favorites. Halloween 4, I wasn't a big fan of the Halloween series, but it's definitely an iconic horror figure. The Ring, I loved that movie, and that's based on a Japanese movie called The Ringu, or Ringu. Blair Witch, I got sick in that movie, and that was the first time I noticed I had motion sickness. Ju-On, that is the Japanese version. We actually remade that called The Grudge. And I Know What You Did Last Summer was a very fun horror-style movie. Very fun. And finally, we have the Redhead Gamers list, aka the Demon Lord. And he also has the Dawn of the Dead, the original listed, just like Stalin. Halloween, excellent. Shudder. I've never seen Shudder, actually. Nightmare on Elm Street, that's also another movie that Dabar listed. Scream, another fun movie, kind of like I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm not into the Exorcism movies, but that's probably the quintessential Exorcism movie out there. Never seen Heartless. Dusk Till Dawn's amazing because it's a genre bender movie. Like, you don't know what kind of genre it is until the end. And The Omen, that's another Exorcism type movie. Anyways, let's do my top 10 favorite songs to listen to during Halloween. Alright. Remember, once again, these are not in any particular order. I'll just name them as I listed them. So, one here is the Time Warp Dance, and that's from the Rocky Horror Picture movie, starring Tim Curry. And why I like this song, I don't know, it's just really fun to listen to, and it's very catchy. And the movie is weird as hell. Number 2, The Monster Mash, and that's one of the classics. That's by Bobby Pickett, sorry. And whenever I hear Monster Mash, I think of Dr. Frankenstein, just because you hear all the laboratory equipment in the background, and this guy's talking about how he was doing all these experiments, and then all of a sudden his monster starts doing the Monster Mash. 3, I'm Your Boogeyman, and not the version by Casey and the Sunshine Band, but I love the cover but the cover performed by White Zombie, and that of course is Rob Zombie's band, and it's awesome. It's heavy metal, but they do an awesome version of I'm Your Boogeyman. But yeah, the original is by Casey and the Sunshine Band. 4, another Rob Zombie song, Dragula. And the first time I heard the song, it was on the video game Twisted Metal, and I just love that. I love that song, and it's a great one. Let's stick with the heavy metal for now. Here's another cover song. This one's by Marilyn Manson, and this song is from The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's called This Is Halloween. It goes, this is Halloween, this is Halloween. It's one of the opening songs in Nightmare Before Christmas, but Marilyn Manson, they did their own cover song for this. I think it's for the 13th anniversary of the soundtrack's release, and it is badass sounding. You gotta listen to it. I think I have another heavy metal song. Oh yeah, here it is. Feed My Frankenstein by Alice Cooper. As you guys know, I love Frankenstein, so I had to throw that in there. So that's, what is that, 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's six favorite songs. This one's like kind of a rap type. Nightmare on My Street, that's by Will Smith. That's a very old Halloween song, but I like it for nostalgic value. At 7, 3 more. Here's a classic called Bad Moon Rising, and that's by the Creedence Clearwater Revival. Sorry, I always get screwed up whenever I say that. And I never considered that a Halloween song until I saw it in the movie American Werewolf in London. And that's when I considered it to be a song about the Wolfman. Alright guys, 2 more songs here. Cry Little Sister. And that was one of the songs in the Lost Boys soundtrack. That's the old one from the 80s, I think. And it's pretty creepy because you have these kids in the background saying "Thou shalt not kill." It's pretty awesome. And finally, this song wasn't released on the radio, but it's called "Anything Can Happen on Halloween," and that was from the movie The Worst Witch, sung by Tim Curry. And once again, for nostalgic value. So, anyways, those are my top 10 favorite songs and movies to watch on Halloween. And why don't you guys put your favorite songs to listen to on Halloween and your favorite movies to watch on Halloween? And tell me about your favorite sweets. Do you have a crazy sweet tooth like myself? Because I have a hard time keeping my tooth in check. It's just crazy, guys. Anyways, I'll see you guys later, and if you miss Halloween, let me know, because I miss Halloween already. I'm already counting down the days until the next Halloween.